Hello everyone. So today I'll be going over the SLP price, AXS price, and the overall crypto market sentiment, and a bit on Axie economy and Axie prices. I do these updates weekly, so if you like my content, please like the video and subscribe if you want. It's all free. I would really appreciate it. I do these videos weekly. Anyway guys, let's get into it. So SLP price today, we're about 7 cents. We had a little good run up. But let's go to the daily. So I drew this line. This was the lowest point it went during the last 4 months, I believe. So we went under that a bit, under that lowest price a bit for like a couple of hours, and then we came back up, and then this is when the breeding fees update happened. Basically that sucker shot right up. Wow, 50% even. Of course, with the price movement like that, a lot of people will start minting their SLP and start trying to sell off. So here some selling off happens. But yeah, let's look at the SLP mint chart. That was September 24th. Yep. And a lot of being burned too on that day. Like a lot of people also started buying a lot of SLP at a bit of the lower prices and started breeding a lot because breeding just basically became much cheaper with like 1 AXS and almost double the SLP. So we still had a lot minted that day and the day before that because prices were good. People want to sell their SLP, but a good amount of SLP burned too because a lot of people also started breeding. But back to the chart. Yep, a bit of sell off here, and then we had another good run up, but we got rejected at that same position again, and we went downhill from there back to the lowest point, but it's not looking that bad, honestly. It bounced right off this, and now it's going back up again. But I guess some of the price action of this is also affected by the crypto markets last week. I'll say last 10 days. A lot of bad news in the crypto market, a lot of fear. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. So here's the Bitcoin chart, the hourly chart. I mean, we had a good run up. It was looking good here, and we had a run up to 48k, but we got pretty handily rejected. So we were coming back down. The Evergrande news hasn't come out yet. About here, the Evergrande news came out. So if you guys don't know, it's basically Evergrande is like one of the biggest real estate groups in China, and they went bankrupt. So it kind of affected a lot of the markets, like the stock market. And when stock market and the other markets take a hit too, Bitcoin and crypto are some of the first ones to get hit because it's like some of the riskiest assets compared to the rest. So usually they go first, right? The riskier assets go first, and then the rest follows. And since crypto is very volatile, it's one of the riskier assets. So the price was already rejected and we were reeling down already. And then the news came out. We started to fall by a lot when the news came out. Around 15%, and we recovered a bit. We went back down. It was looking okay again, and then another news hit on the 24th, I think. Yeah, China banning crypto again. I don't know how many times they can ban it, but yeah. So the news was China's banning all banks from transacting crypto. So we fell again. Bitcoin fell like another 10%. And again, guys, I look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin usually leads the way for the crypto markets. So whatever Bitcoin does, usually the alts follow. Unless it's like at the peak of the bull market and Bitcoin is just going sideways and a lot of people FOMOing into alts. That's when the altcoins aren't affected that much by the Bitcoin price. But during these uncertain times, usually the alts usually follow Bitcoin price. But overall, even after all those like doubly bad news of going down, it didn't honestly go down by that much. It's actually recovering very well, and then we only went down by what, 15% mostly. But at that time we were already going down, so maybe we went by like what, 10-13%. So even after all that bad news, Bitcoin is still looking very strong in my opinion. And we had a good bounce yesterday too. It is looking good so far, but who knows, it might still go down a bit more. We'll see in a couple of weeks. Like, no one can predict the short-term price. If anyone claims they can, they're probably lying. Anyway, let's look at AXS. And here you can see Bitcoin price also effective AXS. This was the first bad news, Evergrande. AXS went down by like almost 30%. 30%. It recovered very quickly though, very quickly. And then this was the China banning FUD. It only went down by 10%. AXS is actually also looking very strong. I mean, it went down here, but we had a good recovery back here now, since crypto markets are also recovering a bit. But yeah, AXS is generally like looking strong, while the rest of the alts were like going down by 10-15% during that China bad news. It only went down by, well, 10%, but then it was going down way less than the other alts. I guess people are also expecting AXS staking to come this week. I did a video on that, check that out if you guys want. Alexander said in a recent interview that it was coming out Q3, and Q3 is ending in 3 days. So everyone's expecting AXS staking to come out this week if there are no delays on their side. So that might be one of the reasons AXS is just looking super strong right now. But yeah guys, but that said, this is not financial advice, right? This is just my opinion, my thoughts. And I usually try to echo like the general sentiment in the market, what a lot of the other analysts that I trust and follow are feeling at the moment. So I try to just express that in these videos. But yeah, don't take my word for it when it comes to price predictions or anything. I don't try to predict the short term. No one knows the short term. Anyway guys, let's go over to some of the Axieworld charts. We went over the SLP issuance. But yeah, I mean the first day a lot everyone got excited. Everyone just started breeding. Even I started breeding, buying some SLP. But yeah, it has come down a bit then, but the percentage is still looking good. Almost half of what is being minted is being burned every day. But yeah, this update just came out, what, 3-4 days ago. We still need to let it run for like another month or 2 months, see how it actually affects the price. Oh, the SLP being burned every day. It's way too early to tell. 4 days is nothing. Anyway, let's check out the volume. Volume, of course, right on that update, we had a huge spike. A lot of volume, I mean, on that day, like a lot of Axie prices also went up. It was just like a really good news overall. Everyone was fearful like 2-3 weeks ago, probably like bought back in. I'm sure a lot of people also bought a lot of Axies for their scholars because they were expecting SLP prices to recover, right? And let's see Max Brand's public Axie charts. I actually found out about this recently. Max Brand, I'm not sure who is, but he's charted out a lot of the data that I wanted to see, like how many Axie holders are there, how many Axie transfers. And he also has a chart of how many total Axies there are in the market. Around 7 million, almost 7 million. How many Axie transfers. But yeah, what I wanted to just look at was Axie holders and transfers daily. Since in the Axieworld you can only see the volume chart, but you don't really know what's being transacted, right? So let's see, we had this drop in Axie holders. Yeah, that's about right. On September 12th, and then we had like a big drop here of Axie holders, or I guess Axie players that hold Axies on their accounts. I'm guessing including scholars too. So there was like a drop from like 2 million to like 1.6. That's a lot actually on just one day. But I'm sure you guys know the last 2 weeks before the AXS SLP update, there was a lot of fear in the market. And about at this time too, I think a lot of content creators were quitting Axies. They were making videos of quitting Axies and selling their Axies and stuff like that. I'm guessing a lot of people saw those, were fearful, and a lot of people probably sold their Axies too. So we saw a lot of sell-off here. And you can also, I mean, if you can remember, you can also see by the Axie prices, right? At those times, like Axie prices went down by quite a bit. At that time, I was usually looking at the leaf bug, pumpkin, serious yam market. It was like 1.2 here, and all of a sudden it dropped to like 0.09 the next few days. But since then it has been recovering a little bit, and of course after that announcement I think it spiked back up again. But yeah, these charts have been super useful. I'll link the charts in the description below too if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, overall SLP seems to be doing okay right now. Even though we had a spike and we're back down, it just generally seems like it's doing okay. It's going up, an upward trend anyway. It it bounced off that lower high here, and now it's just going a bit up again. So hopefully we'll see SLP probably won't stabilize in the next couple of weeks with that change, but yeah, hopefully in a month or two we'll see SLP kind of stabilize somewhere. I want to see SLP, the price stabilize, but we probably won't see that. The update probably just slow down the descent of SLP price, but we might see a higher floor, and maybe the descent might slow down quite a bit until we have other SLP burning mechanics. But it's still a great change overall, even if it's short term. I think it might be, they might have to do some more changes in between, but I think it's an overall great change until the SLP burning mechanics come out. I think the changes should help quite a bit. Anyway guys, this was just my general thoughts on the market for this week. I do these weekly. I try to do them anyway. If you guys like my content, please like the video, subscribe if you really like it, notification bell too if you want to know instantly. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. See you guys soon. Bye bye.